So I'm now heading a pretty darn close to brand new organization called Rust Belt Rising. So what do we do? Don't clap yet. Can't clap yet. Make me earn it, please. So what do? We support Democratic candidates in 6 states: Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Just those few not so important critical states for our elections. And we train and coach Democratic candidates on messaging, communications, and especially economic messaging across those 6 states. And so that's cool, and it's important, and it's a job we're excited to do, and I brought flyers that are going to be in the next room, so if you want yourself or someone you know anywhere in that region to potentially sign up for our trainings, take a flyer and go online and fill out the form, and we'd love to help you. But I wanted to say a word tonight about why? What's this all about? Why would you be involved in this particular project? What does it have to do with the greater project that we're all involved in together of electing a Democratic president in 2020 and a Democratic U.S. Senate and more Democrats to state and county and local office? What's the connection? What's that all about? Why economic messaging, especially in the Midwest? And I think about, for the last 2 years for sure, since that election happened in November of 2016 that I still can't quite get out of my head, you can't pick up a newspaper or go read online about politics without getting yourself mixed up in this argument of, are we going to fight for racial justice? Are we going to fight for women's rights? Or are we going to fight for economic justice? Like it's some conundrum. Which one are we going to do? Are we going to fight to win over suburban voters by fighting for reproductive freedom and criminal justice reform and LGBTQ rights? Or are we going to win white working class voters in rural America by fighting for economic justice, by fighting for economic fairness and jobs and high wages and unions? It's this terrible trade-off. Which one are we going to do? I have an idea. How about both? How about both? How about fighting for justice everywhere, justice for everyone? How about not pretending that there's some contradiction? How about understanding that what's gone wrong in this country is that a few people are benefiting from a broken system and the rest of us are being held further and further back, and the only way they can win, because there's fewer of them than there are of us, the only way they can win is if they divide us. The only way they can win is if they make white people feel like brown people are the problem. The only way they can win is if we don't have a coalition. Men, women, non-binary people, black, white, brown, Asian, immigrants, native-born American, middle class and poor, all fighting together. And this is, in my opinion, the whole reason that we're Democrats in the first place. This is, in my opinion, the whole reason that our party exists. This is the reason that we get votes when we get votes. This is the fight that allows us to win elections. This is the fight that if we win it, allows us to govern in a way that makes people's lives better. And this is not a choice. This is not an either or. This is a both and. And we need to help coach candidates everywhere in the region to understand they don't need to shrink away from fighting for justice. We win when we fight for justice. So that's what brought me to this new job. Also, I left the legislature and I needed a job. So but I felt like this was a chance to be involved helping a lot of candidates in a lot of places where we need to do a lot of good work for our party. Win, and win the right way. And by winning the right way, position themselves to govern in the right way and change lives. Oh, and by the way, what's the best thing for the Democratic Party? What is best for our efforts to win more elections? I've got this crazy theory. When we make people's lives better, they like to vote for us again. When we win elections and win power and then use the power to make things better for people, those people are excited to vote for us again. And that's what we have to do. And I'm going to say again something I said here in this room a couple of years ago. And it probably feels a little less crazy today than it felt then, but it might still feel a little far-fetched. And that is that the response that I have seen around this state to having the darkness of Donald Trump as president, and back then Bruce Rauner as governor, that activism that I've seen, that new energy that is everywhere, all the new candidates running for offices up and down the ticket, and all the new people knocking on doors and involving themselves in this work, if that sustains itself to the 2020 election and beyond, then when all is said and done, we're going to look back and understand that we came through this period better for the difficulty that we're experiencing. That's what I'm here to fight for. Not just to stop the bad guys, but to build a more just, more equitable, more progressive society than we had before the bad guys were elected in the first place. Thank you for being a part of that mission. I look forward to working with you again. I hope to have you back next year too. Thank you so much.